Are you looking for a spacious, comfortable and reliable family SUV that won't cost the earth to run? Well, is it a dream too far? It might not be if you're looking at the used Toyota RAV4. It's a hybrid SUV designed for families to make everyday driving just a little bit easier and a little bit more cost effective too. So, if you are considering the RAV4, we're going to be finding out everything you need to know about it to determine whether or not you should be picking up the keys to this Toyota very soon. There's a lot to like about the interior of the Toyota RAV4, mainly because of the build quality. There are loads of really nice solid materials, though this used example has suffered a couple of scratches here and there, and those are the kind of things that you're going to have to look out for on a family-focused SUV like this. However, all of the materials elsewhere have a nice chunky feel to them, and that's just backed up by the chunky controls that you get too. So the ones for heating and ventilation are really nice and easy to use, particularly when you're on the move, and you've got these lovely little click buttons for the heated seats. And that brings me on to the level of standard equipment that you get in this car. All cars come with a large main screen, air conditioning, and then this one's got some added functions such as some additional charging ports down at the bottom and a panoramic sunroof, which help to elevate the overall look and feel inside here. But regardless of which one you're getting lots of equipment, and most importantly, you're getting a really solid feel to the overall build of the car. Switch to the rear seats and things are pretty good. You get the same nice strong level of build quality back there, and the middle seat, well, there's not too much of a transmission hump underneath it, so the person sitting there isn't going to feel too closed off. Switch to the boot and you get 547 litres of space back there, though interestingly if you switch to the plug-in hybrid you get 580 litres. You can of course expand it on both by folding the rear seats down. It's an easy choice to make in the Toyota RAV4 because whichever model you opt for, you're getting a hybrid. Now, there is the option between a plug-in hybrid or a regular self-charging hybrid, and it's the latter one that I'm in today. For most people, this regular hybrid will be a good fit because you don't need to plug it in, and it'll still deliver a small amount of electric only running, but that's going to be at really slow speeds. So when you're creeping in traffic or when you're parking, that's when the electric motors will be used. You can't really get to any decent speed on electric power alone, unlike in the plug-in hybrid version. However, efficiency is what it's all about in this car, and actually you should be able to see around 48 miles to the gallon in this self-charging version. And also if you're doing local trips to the school, drop off to clubs, even nipping to the shops, all of those shorter journeys can be done with a little bit of that electrical assistance, and that helps to improve efficiency and improve your fuel efficiency as well. One big downside of this setup is, well, I'll just show you it. It's the CVT gearbox, which is a common feature in most hybrid cars, and in this car, in this RAV4, it's very noisy, so it really doesn't, well, promote you to drive quickly or to use the accelerator in a harsher fashion. You really just drive it more carefully, more considerately, and actually when you do that, it's nice and quiet and it's very easy to get along with. What I do like about the RAV4 is how solid it feels to drive. The steering is actually quite weighty for a modern day car, and that helps the whole car to feel quite hunkered around you. It's quite a solid, chunky feeling car, more like a traditional SUV rather than a more urban focused model. Again, the gearbox does mean that when you want to speed up, it's quite vocal, but then you lift off and it does quieten down pretty quickly. My visibility is decent too. I've got a nice high seating height, so I've got a good view of the road ahead, and all around there's not too much of my eye line being blocked by pillars. The rear screen is actually a decent size too. It's nice and square, so I can look out and I've got a good view of the area behind me. The wing mirrors are nice and big too, so for parking, for positioning this vehicle, you've got lots of physical features that can help you out. Of course, you also get sensors and cameras to make parking it even easier. How is this car feeling now that it's done 37,000 miles? Well, pretty good, I'd say. I've actually driven this car from new. I remember when it came out, and it doesn't feel an awful lot different. It doesn't feel like those miles have worn away at it. Of course, Toyota has an excellent reliability track record, so when kept fully serviced and well maintained, the RAV4 is the kind of car that will keep on going and going. If you've got a charge point at home, or if you can get one installed, or if you have an outside plug because the batteries on the plug-in hybrid version are smaller, then opting for that plug-in hybrid model might be a better idea. You'll be able to run on electric-only power for shorter distances, but at higher speeds than you can in this regular self-charging version. They'll be slightly more expensive because the technology was slightly newer. But again, if you aren't able to charge at home, or you just want an SUV that's able to return slightly better than average fuel efficiency, then a hybrid like the RAV4 could be a good option for you. I will say that I make a criticism of the gearbox, but once you're up to speed, there's not too much road or wind noise. This is actually a pleasantly smooth bit of road that I'm on right now, but there's not too much wind noise being generated. And though I can hear a little bit of grumbling coming through the tyres and reverberating through the cabin, it's not anything to write home about. The ride quality is about on average of what I'd expect, and when you're up to speed, it does soften off the bumps quite nicely. When you're around town, you can just hear those wheels thumping into the poorer areas of road surface, but again, it's not dramatically bad, and it's certainly not going to make your day worse or feel very uncomfortable. Areas to look for when checking out a used example of the RAV4, well, this is a family-focused car, so look through the interior for any tears and scrapes and kicks on the backs of the seats. And because these cars will spend most of their time running around town, I'd also have a good look around the bumpers and wheels for any of the usual marks that come alongside car park prangs or conversations with barriers, shall we say. But again, routine servicing is the best thing to check for these RAV4 models. Consistent servicing and maintenance will ensure that this car really keeps going for a very long time. There are loads of positives when it comes to looking at the Toyota RAV4 as a used buy. Its hybrid powertrains mean that it's not going to cost the earth to run, both in terms of tax and fuel top-ups either. And inside, I like the fact that it's nice and chunky and it still feels well built today, even on this used model, which has a few thousand miles on the clock. Of course, there are a few downsides. The RAV4s can command slightly more of a premium compared to some of its rivals, simply because of how well these cars age and because of how reliable they tend to be. With a good service history, there's no reason why this car can't keep going for many years to come, and it's definitely worth considering if you are in the market for a family SUV, which isn't going to cost too much to keep going over the next couple of years. But the good news is, if you're looking at a used Toyota RAV4, or indeed some of the cars it goes up against, then you'll find them all available on Cazoo today.